We live now. We live now. Welcome.
Welcome back, guys, to another Sunday night live. It's always great to be here with you guys. We made it. We're a little late, but
We only look. We not.
saloon. I don't think that's the right.
Salud.
Salute.
10 minutes, 9 minutes later is not a bad thing. Let me set up everything as the people begin to come in here. You got a car question during the live session? Just ask us, and we will get to your question while we wait on people to come in. I don't know what's going on. We just spent today at a good friend of ours.
He's family, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like a brother.
Bill Gates, what's happening?
Bill Gates
buddy?
said, "Yo, you guys had me worried for a minute. Good to see you. Yes, we are we was running 9 minutes behind today. I was saying we went up, spent some times at our family's horse ranch. I kind of adopted myself into their family, but I call him my brother. He called us sister and brother, and he's like, bring the kids out. So we did. Bill Gates says, Alex, would you ever idle a turbocharged or supercharged engine to warm it up, or would that be inappropriate?
That wouldn't hurt it. What will hurt? I know a turbocharged engines. I haven't did much research on supercharged engines. This shouldn't matter. But on a turbocharged engine, what happens when you run it real hard, like a track day or you out doing crazy stuff, keep your business to yourself if you're doing that. You can't just turn a turbocharged engine off. What'll happen is if you heat it up so badly doing crazy stuff, you turn it off right away, the oil will cook inside the turbo. So what you have to do is just let it idle and cool off for about 10-15 minutes before you turn it off after running it very hard. Supercharged engines, I don't think they have that problem. And warming up, sitting there idling, warming up wouldn't hurt either, according to my research and spending time with both of the systems over the years. It's the only thing that can hurt it is cool down. Got to cool it down before you shut it off.
Colonel Buckshot, good evening, kings and queens.
What's happening, buddy?
What's up, Colonel? Souls 24, the Doc, and Mrs. Doc. What's happening? We doing okay.
Yeah.
We just chilling. It's nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing going. Leighton Tech says, hi, Alex. I was wondering how much money I should spend each month on tools as a lube tech for Honda.
Oh, let's see. That's a good question. You're a lube tech first off, but you're not gonna need much starting out, but I get what you're thinking. You're thinking far ahead. Yeah. So you want to kind of build up your tools over time because all at one time can be very expensive. Mm-hmm. First, you have to look at your living expenses. How much is your living expenses? How much
can you
spare? Yeah. That's the key thing. I can't never tell people how much to spend because I don't know everybody's budget. Everybody's budget is custom to them.
I would just say buy one tool every time you get paid. Now, if you don't got no bills, have at it.
Yeah.
But if you
I just hired a guy in Mason. He I don't know his bill situation, but he just
loaded up
dumped half majority of his paycheck on tools. He got a lot of nice stuff for
I admired it. And look, he didn't go crazy. He was like, I'm scared of the tool truck. I was like, you should be. I would say every time you get paid, devote to buying a tool, no matter what that tool is.
And if you are on a tight budget, take 10% out of your check. Mm-hmm. Even though that may be $10-15, just saves it up. Save it up every paycheck. And by the end of the month, you'll be like, oh, okay, this 10-15%
I think you should create yourself an Amazon wish list. Mm-hmm. Okay. And every week or a cart, every week go in there and buy you something just like that. And just do it over time. You ain't got to do it in one big whop or go broke trying to do it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I hope everything's going good at the Honda.
Didn't he change his name?
I don't know. I don't know if that's piano lessons. I don't know.
I think it is.
Roger Yannis says, what's up, Doc and boss lady? You know what? It's funny you say that. I was talking to my son the other day.
What's happening?
I was like, we had Bugs Bunny, when we was growing up. That was the cartoon. He didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, what's up, Doc? The carrot? He was like, I was like, okay, I'm getting up there in age. PB Martin says, what do you think the year is the cutoff of Ford, Dodge, Chevy truck? When did they really start being garbage?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. Well, Ford cut off when they became kind of started going down is when they created the 3-valve Triton for their trucks. They've been known to give people a lot of issues, to spark plugs blowing out, to timing chain issues, to sludge issues from, of course, it's maintenance, sludge. Let's see, Dodge. I don't follow Dodge like that. It's funny to say that I don't follow Dodge.
Is their
like
trucks
that.
really that bad besides the lifter issue? Any other issues? Because I know for the Hemi, when we do get lifters in, it's at 200-something thousand miles. But that could not be everybody's experience.
Chevy, they fall off was when they came out with the DOD stuff. The earliest I've seen them with a DOD is like 05, 06, and they really started mainstreaming around 07, putting it in just about everything they can put it in. So those years. Now, like I said, I'm not too much to Dodge.
Because you know what, them older Dodges are tanks.
They early on Hemis, they had some questionable issues, like dropping valve seats, things like that. It's hard to say about Dodge. Dodge has always been that weird car, like you just never know what you're gonna get.
I'm telling you, it looks like we got one like on Facebook. Whoever hit that like button, we appreciate you. The rest of y'all hit the like button, okay? It's just poop. It's 40 of y'all in here. Come on now, show your love and support. You remember on that show? Dang, I can't even think about it right now. It ain't Soul Train, but he was like, show your love for. Hey, somebody come and tell me what show that is. You know where they used to come out and sing and stuff? No. You don't be knowing. You don't be knowing. Trey Foray says, good evening. Showtime at the Apollo.
Oh, yeah.
See? Good evening, doctor and nurse. Are there any mods? Yeah. For the airbox on the 2013 Jetta SE, I hate the stock one so much.
Guys, I don't know how many people know about this. When you mod your factory airbox, if you're modding it trying to get power, you must tune your engine because that engine is it's nothing in there. That engine is tuned towards that airbox. Yes, when you go out and get performance intakes and delete the old airbox, yes, you do get more air, but if the computer don't know what to do with that more air, you're potentially losing power. Now, if you're just doing it for the sound, yeah, you could just remove the resonator, which normally is built into the airbox or the factory intake ducting. They normally have like a little plastic box that sits out to the side. That's a resonator that prevents droning. Droning is that nice, deep.
Go ahead, do the sound.
Whoa. You hear when you hit on the gas. Some people like that. Yeah, you just do away with it. Did I do anything to my airbox on our Jetta? No, not really. I don't think I messed with it because
should he?
It depends on what he wants. You know, if you're going for the sound purely, yeah, just go and get an aftermarket intake. But you're not going to get no power from it. It's just going to sound good.
Leighton Tech says, "Yep, this is piano question."
Okay. He changed his name.
I think he maybe had two.
I don't know.
Industry secret for Honda: the 1.5 has 2 open recalls for piston rings and head gaskets.
I'm glad you told me that because
fuel gets into the oil. Oh wow!
I'm glad you told me that because I had a really good customer that just bought one of those. So, man, thank you for that information and thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm sorry I didn't say that. Thank you for the super chat. I'm so glad that you are, making progress with your life and you're getting tools and stuff. And hey, you really want to go forward in the business, definitely get those tools. Keep trucking, man. Proud of you. And thank you. I love it when they work for the dealership because people don't understand. People at dealership see stuff we don't see. And us aftermarket folks see stuff that the dealership don't get a chance to see.
It's funny because a dealership trained technician to talk to me and be like, we don't see that. And I have to tell him, well, you see stuff out of warranty. I mean, you see stuff within
Before
warranty. I see stuff that's well out of warranty with a ton of miles on it. So we're seeing two different things here.
Absolutely. Dennis Vandergriff, one of my favorites. Howdy from Minnesota. Old Fat Dutchman.
Yes, that's
love
my
y'all.
guy right there.
How's the weather up in Minnesota? I know we're heating up down here in Georgia,
It's
honey.
probably cooling up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve Estrada says, I got a Buick Enclave and won't crank or start, but everything else turn on.
Now, when I hear won't crank, that what I'm hearing is the vehicle won't turn over. Turning over is when the starter engaging the engine, making the choo 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 noise. That is cranking. Yeah, that is cranking to me. It's the terms, you got to get the terms right in this industry. Cranking is turning over, which I just said. It starts up is actually when the engine is running. Not cranking is you just hit the key and you don't hear anything, or you hear tick, tick every time you hit the starter button. You hear a single little tick. That can indicate two things. You have a bad battery or connection, or your starter has gave out. Or the third and worst thing is the engine locked up. Hopefully it's not that one.
Right. I don't know. As you see, we got to narrow down the turns there, Steve, to get a more
But
feel
I think I kind of gave him a wide variety
range of what it calls it to start.
Yeah, yes.
PB Martin says, I've got friends and a few guys that work for me who have brand new Chevy trucks with 30,000 miles and both use 2 to 3 ways oil in between changes.
2 to 3 ways.
I don't know.
You threw me off with the ways.
Yeah, 2 to 3
quarts
oil. Okay, maybe that's what he means.
Uses 2 to 3 quarts. Jeez.
In between changes. You know what? I don't know.
Man, these new cars is just like thrown together like you would throw up a house, 2 weeks. You're like, wait a minute. Did I just see them break ground on this land? Come back 2 weeks later, our whole house put together, and it be ready to move in. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to last. I give it 10 years before it starts falling apart. That's why I like my good old brick houses.
And they got 30,000 miles.
Sheesh. Unless
it's hard because it's like, what are we going to buy? What do you buy today?
I think people are not breaking in their trucks properly.
There is a break-in process.
Yeah, if you're not following the instructions, the manufacturer break-in instructions, you're gonna you're not gonna see
what's that.
Yeah, you're not gonna seat the engine properly. So when the engine come off the assembly line, everything is brand new. It's not pre-seated, meaning the piston rings is not everything is not seated properly. You go out by that brand new truck and you start working the dog crap of it before it properly broke in. That engine is gonna burn oil and it's never gonna be right. Versus a guy that takes his time and read the break-in procedure. I only had one brand new thing in my lifetime, and that's my motorcycle I currently own.
No, this is brand new.
Well, motorized.
Oh, yeah.
Motorized.
We were just talking about that, man. So, you know what? We in a different time in life. We buying new stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. So when I break in, I read the break-in procedures, and they was like, keep it under 3,000 RPMs, which is really hard. I think 4,000 RPMs or something like that within a certain time frame, then change the oil. That was hard trying to do that on a motorcycle. It's hard to do this day of time. Man, this Atlanta traffic is crazy. You out here trying to break in a car, they'll run you over.
But you know what? Honestly, I'm a mechanic's wife, and I didn't hear about a break-in period until like 3 to 5 years ago. So that's a thing. So I don't know, man. John Messenheimer, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Actually, he's got 2 super chats.
Oh man, you the man.
He was like, he want to make sure we get all his questions now. He says, 06 Jeep Grand Cherokee airbag light on after unplugging seatbelts for deep cleaning. I remember.
Yep.
Reinstalled seats, plugged everything back in, light is on. Dealership said I need a new airbag module.
Yeah, I
remember that. Mm-hmm. Okay. You suggested having the clothes clear using a good scanner. Clothes clear, airbag light is still on.
That definitely don't need a new module.
Mm-hmm. Because it wasn't doing that before.
Yeah, and you know, people unplug airbag stuff all the time. Ooh, I would love to look at that. That's something that you want to get a second opinion on, buddy. Because I think the dealership is full of stuff. Just like,
You sure? What if they right though?
I don't believe the dealership.
Maybe it's coincidence.
Nah, we're dealing with Jeep here. I'm not saying everybody is bad at the Dodge Jeep Chrysler dealership, but we are working with this customer right now. That I had to send him to the dealership.
Oh,
Herman. He have a cylinder something imbalance, and I checked that car through and through. I even checked for lifter damage. I pulled the valve covers within the diagnostic period. Send him to the dealership because I told him it's either going to be two things, and those two things I don't do. It's going to be a programming issue, or you're going to need a cylinder head because these vehicles are known for chewing up cylinder heads. It's Pentastar. And he took it to the dealership, paid to tear down, all that good stuff. And they talking about he needed lifters. I know that's not the case. I personally looked at these lifters, and they could be doing the same thing to
So
John.
What could it be? How can we get
it? Could be a bad connection, a ripped out connection. Maybe when he pulled it, he probably pulled the pin out, and the pin is slightly pulled out the locking retainer. You know, I would really check the connection. I would do a continuity test between the factory harness and have it plugged in still. And I would actually show you how to do this test. If reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll make a short video showing you how to do this test with a simple multimeter. If you don't have a simple multimeter, I will send you one from Amazon. They normally like $10 to $20. You need one anyway. You know, it's always a good handy tool to have. So yes, do that only because you gave me that super chat thingy, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you get your
what you want him to do.
Just reach out to me so he can, because I can send videos in Instagram, and I make a little short video showing you how to check it, and I give you an example of what may be the problem. Now, this may not be the problem, but this is at least a check to make sure you have good, you know, that the connection is not broken. So I got you.
Terry says, hey, Dr. Dodge.
Dr. Dodge, I love it.
James McCoy says, why are Dodge engine lifters so prone to fail? I'm assuming he's talking about the 3.6 Pentastar.
Bad designing. You have
I don't know. We talked, I think JT said one time he worked for the Dodge dealership. He was like, on one of his older videos, it's nothing you can do to stop it.
Well, the needle bearings are so small. You have this beefed up V6 because it is a nice power plant. Don't get me wrong. You know, I think that engine almost pushing out 300 horsepower for a 3.6. That's pretty impressive. It's kind of a performance engine, guys. That's why I like it so much. So you got all that oomph, and you got these little tiny needle bearings that supposed to hold all that pressure. It's just not going to work. That pressure on that tearing up those needle bearings, and then you get play in the rockers, start to tick, start chewing into the cam, so on and so forth.
When the oil cooler is leaky oil, you low oil pressure, so it's kind of like those two issues are going hand in hand, which is also causing it. And honestly, it's really nothing you can do to prevent it. Now, we see a lot of that on the second generation of, you know, first and second generation, because I think they're on the third generation Pentastar now.
Why did I think they're on the second gen?
You sure? I don't know.
They're on the second gen.
The new stuff that got out, we was hoping that, okay, maybe they corrected the issue, because if they could correct that, like the Pentastar's up there with Honda.
Yeah.
If they could correct the lifter issues, but somebody come in and was like, no, they didn't fix it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just bad design. Like you said, you know, same like with the CVT. Bad design. I don't know why they won't fix it. Clearly, Toyota and Honda know how to do it. Subaru know how to do the CVT, but it's like Nissan, like, we ain't listening. We just gonna keep using.
They want to be stubborn and use their own.
I don't know, man. I would love to be in the boardroom with some of these people.
For sure.
Like, can I interject? Look, let me tell y'all this. I think it's Noe Turubiantes. I hope I said that right.
Hey, buddy.
Hello to you. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah.
We thank you so much. Let's see what got going here. Of course, like if you guys listen, I know the line is long and questions, but you want to skip to the top, just give 99 cents, but I have to honor the people that's paying their money, Two craziest, Leighton Tech, thank you for the super chat, says 2 craziest things I've seen at the dealership so far. It's 545,000 miles on this 07 CRV.
What? That's a K24.
And a lug stud was stripped from factory on 2024.
What?
Man, you know what,
From
Leighton?
the factory? Oh
Leighton, we finna have start inviting you to the live stream.
We about to get you on here, man. Because you're starting to see some good stuff up there.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. Like, listen, when I sell used cars, the lemon law, it's not for me. It's not for used cars. It's for those cars that's rolling off the assembly line with defects. It happens, people. Unless baby Jesus came down and made that car, honey, it's subject to error.
Look, even the machines are bad. Stuff can happen to the machines.
Stuff is happening. You know what I mean? So, but 545,000 miles.
Well, that is a K24. We had Colonel car in, his had in the high threes.
Almost 400,000, yeah.
Almost 400,000 miles, but it chewed through a valve. I forget which valve, but it burnt the hole straight in it.
But here's the thing. We was riding down the interstate today on the way back home, and I was like, dang, we are boxed in by Hondas.
Oh, man, it was
like Hondas everywhere. And I'm like, dang, people are catching on.
Honda.
Get you a Honda.
Toyota, Lexus.
Wait a minute, people is catching on. If you want to get a Honda, it'll last you long.
Yeah, I love it.
Sign me up for the jingle, Honda. I got you. John Messenheimer, thank you for the super chat, says, what do I look up on Instagram? Alex the Car Doctor.
Yeah, everything is Alex.
Everything is Alex the Car Doctor on all platforms, and he is very easy to find on there. Leighton says, yep, he said I read that one already. I don't want to forget. Oh, this is the one. His Desire 29. Oh, I like that. Can I borrow that? Desire. I like that.
It was my phone.
Thank you for the super chat. Here you go. Okay. 2013 Chevrolet Traverse. Oh, God. 173,000 miles. Code P2723.
Traverse.
Sometimes the car won't go in gear or get stuck. It is better to replace, rebuild, or start looking for another vehicle.
Yeah, it's got a pressure control solenoid performance stuck off. You have those many miles. It just depends. It really depends on if you've been taking care of that transmission. If you've been doing that fluid change faithfully every 30 to 60,000 miles, then it's worth going in and fixing it, because what kills transmission is the breakdown of the additives in the fluids. And if you keep neglecting that transmission fluid, the additives will break down, the clutches will start falling apart and start slipping, and the trash gets so built up in there and starts getting into the solenoids. So a neglected transmission, just replace it. But if you have service interval history on that stuff, like you've been doing your oil changes faithfully, you must do your transmission fluid changes faithfully too. So that's my advice. If you've been doing your fluid services every time you need to, change the solenoid. If you haven't, go ahead with the whole new transmission.
Yeah.
But to me, if it was my truck,
I give me a new car.
Yes. At 200,000 miles, you're pretty much there. You done got your money's worth out of that Traverse. Changing that transmission is a pain.
No, I was gonna say this. You see how Leighton just said he saw a Honda CRV with 545,000, 100,000 miles on it. That is not common for your Chevy Traverse. I mean,
I hate to say,
not say it's impossible,
but I hate to say that they kind of made the Traverse for a throwaway truck. I hate to be harsh, because maintaining a Traverse can be very pricey. Putting a transmission in that truck can be very pricey. Then once you put the transmission in it, God forbid you have timing codes pop up, because it's going to happen for that 3.6 GM engine. It's just going to have timing codes. And then you have to go through a whole list of another thousands of dollars worth of repair.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me, if I don't have the cash to get something else, I put some Lucas in that bad boy to see if it works. If it don't, I drive it till it fall apart and buy me something else. Just to be honest with you. But if you got it like that, if you really love the car, replace the transmission with a reman unit and don't even play with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use stuff.
Ira Jackson, thank you for the super chat, my dear.
Ira. I appreciate it.
What's upper, Alex? My sister hit you up on bringing a Silverado and Blazer to you, but your shop full.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was. I could have fixed them, but I lost interest. I just got a 91 Chevy Dually with a 350 with the racing cam.
Ooh, I bet it sound good, man.
Oh, man.
Yes, the shop was full. I just cleared out everything. It was kind of hectic for me the last 2 weeks. What happened was I went crazy diagnosing a whole bunch of stuff, and I looked up. I didn't have nothing else to diagnose, so it was, doing a little knick-knack stuff here and there. But all while the parking lot is just full. We waiting on parts. A whole bunch of stuff is torn down.
But we got good help now.
Yes. So. And all of a sudden, started 2 weeks ago, all the parts just came flooding in. And we were just trying to,
Good problem.
Woo, yeah.
Good problem.
I was moving, man. I was moving.
Souls 2400 says, I look forward to hearing you guys on Sunday. I usually have you playing in the background while I do Uber. A lot of my riders really enjoy hearing you guys. Makes my rides fun too. Oh man,
that is cool.
That's the coolest thing I done heard this year. Neat. That is neat. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Good way to show the love.
And that's why we try to commit to showing up, because you guys are starting to look for us. Like, where y'all at? Why y'all ain't go live?
Y'all might send a hitman knocking on my door. Hey, man. You wasn't at the live this past Saturday. If this happened again, this next visit is not going to be nice. Okay, my bad, y'all.
Trey Foray says, good evening. How proud is your mother of you, and how far you've gone with your mechanic career? Oh, that's a tricky question.
Yes, that's a very tricky question.
Well, you want to answer it, or you want me to give them the short and sweet version?
Yes. I don't care.
Okay, so
if I answer, it's gonna be harsh.
Right, which is I don't want you to be harsh. So Alex really doesn't have a relationship with his biological mother. No, I mean, she went away to prison when he was a boy. Mm-hmm. He was raised by his grandmother.
That was my mother,
who is now deceased. She went on to be with the Lord probably about 2 or 3 years ago now.
It was longer than that, wasn't it?
She ain't been gone long, babe. She been what this is 2024.
Yeah.
Oh no, she been gone a minute.
Yeah.
5 years, because it was before the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was glad she wasn't around during the pandemic.
Okay, so 2019, and I can say hands down, she was very proud of her boy. Like, she raised Alex from a baby in her 50s. She died at 83 or something.
I gave my grandma hell when I was a kid.
Did.
Oh my God.
And he did.
Like people that was my grandma friend, like older gentlemen, and they seen me recently in the past couple of years, and there's this one particular man that couldn't talk right. My wife got a kick out of this. He seen me, he like, oh, it sounded like he seen a ghost. Oh, bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker.
And Alex was something else when he was little. His grandmama did not spank him. She did not allow other people to spank him.
My older siblings couldn't stand it. Boy.
Yeah,
and whoop his.
Yeah, so that's that. Now his biological mother, she's still alive. Yep. She actually lives around the corner, but it's not really. I guess she's proud. Maybe I'll ask her. She's proud of her boy.
My dad. I was born in '88. My dad died in '87 of a massive asthma attack.
Now his mama was pregnant with him when he died. Yeah. People like, huh? So I guess she's. But I know for a fact, certified, that his grandmother is extremely proud of him and the life he. Me and her were really close, so she
had some tales too, man. I miss my grandma.
She proud of her boy Alex, and that was still her baby, and he could do no wrong till the day she died. I was complaining, he didn't do that.
Her grandchildren, you couldn't touch them. Boy.
Yeah, nothing.
It was me all over again.
But she was proud of him and said, "Both vehicles have nothing major. It would be easy for you. Call the shop.
Yeah, man.
Tell them
I got you. I'm gonna let Shan know. Hey.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy in. He has the.
He said Blazer and Silverado. I don't remember.
Yeah. We got you.
just make sure you know, like I said, we got some help now, and I just pray that it continues. You know,
and thanks again, brother. Ooh, I'm about to stock up tonight.
man, I wish I could turn the camera around and show y'all all these beer boxes in here. But good question, Trey.
No, I threw them away. I was getting a little collection going on.
I know, right? Thank y'all so much for the super chats tonight.
It keeps me going, man.
Yeah,
it
for
really
sure.
do.
Bill Gates says, so would you idle the turbocharged cars after driving them hard? Even a Subaru or Ford Focus Turbo?
After you driving them hard, do not, whatever you do, turn it off right away after you got in your driveway. Let them just sit there and idle. It's perfectly fine. Give it about 10 to 15 minutes, then shut it down. So that's how you do that.
PB Martin says, I know. Oh, okay. So he's telling us what he meant. Okay. I know guys who have 2023 trucks and they use 2 to 3 quarts of oil in between oil changes, and Chevy told them that was normal.
I don't think so. The reason Chevy told them that probably was normal because the dealership is kind of catching on that people are not going to properly break in their car or truck, and they like people are just going to do what they're going to do. So we're just going to say it's normal versus, I don't know. I'm telling you, when you properly break in an engine, I do a lot of rebuilds, and I just know engines like the back of my hand. You know, you have to break them in. You cannot go hard when you first get that truck. If you do, you're gonna have some issues. What you call it? Messing with them dogs.
Yeah, I know. And
we out here having a show.
It's like, get your dog. Okay, we need to focus on this over here. Now that German Shepherd eat that dog up, she gonna be crying. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, break them in. That's not normal. I was thinking, I met a guy at the dealership, Chevy dealership, and I wanted on some of the lives on Wednesdays have special guests on that actually work in the industry, because it's really all about educating you viewers out here. Like, we want to, I mean, you know, Alex and Sean, we don't know everything. And it would be nice to get other experts on to kind of like, hey, you know, so I don't know if y'all
be dealership perspective of things.
If y'all down for something like that, let me know. If you be like, heck no, we just want to see y'all, that's fine too.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
Right.
I'm gonna interview.
Right. I'm telling you.
We keep it real on this.
We ain't gonna bombard you, but we gonna let our viewers speak the truth, and we gonna tell us the truth too, you know. So. Steve Estrada says, I really would appreciate your help. I got to remember what he said. I'm going to heart it and go back up and read that. Luis Morales says, help, installed coilovers and driver front is squeaking everything is new, suspension-wise, except upper control arms. Would that be it?
Well, if it wasn't squeaking before, most likely it's going to be your coilovers. Coilovers are, depending on what type of coilovers you purchase, if you went on eBay and got the little El Cheapos, you're going to have some squeaks and unpleasant noises dealing with the El Cheapos. But if you got a good quality coilover that's expensive, they shouldn't be squeaking. I don't know what type of parts you're dealing with or what type of car you have, because I can't picture. If you don't tell me, guys, the car, I can't picture the setup in my head to help you. I would need to know the car to you guys' question, you know, because I have a lot of stuff remembered up here, and I need the make and model and the year to better understand what setup you have. Because if you just say, oh yeah, not gonna start, my car is not starting, what do I do? I don't know, check the common stuff. But if you say car not starting, 2000 Honda Civic, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not starting but turning over, you most likely have a distributor problem, because you know, I know about the problems that just about all generations have. So yeah.
281 Crane says,
thank you so much.
I'm telling you, man, y'all giving out dubs like y'all got it. I'm telling you, I don't got it. I appreciate you so much, really. I have an 03 Chevrolet S10 Blazer with a 4.3 V6, 300,000 miles. Okay, this is when the Chevy, for the person who asked, this is what Chevy used to be talking about.
Man,
okay?
Chevy was the bomb. That's basically, guys, for that don't know, that's basically a baby 350. They just chopped off 2 cylinders off a 350, and you got the displacement of a 4.3. Same concept design of a
He
350
says,
small block.
and no transmission issues. I've never serviced the transmission, but would like to know if it's smart to do something now.
No. Leave that transmission alone.
Don't touch it.
That transmission has not been known to hold up. You must don't abuse this truck. You couldn't abuse this truck. You must don't pull nothing in it, or you just probably drive it easy.
Everybody don't be out here dogging their trucks out now.
I can't say the same for me.
Everybody don't be out here doing that.
Wow,
sure.
That is amazing, man.
Amazing.
My hat goes off to you.
Them older Chevys are like a rock.
Yeah, like a rock. I think that's when the commercial was.
Yeah, I know.
Currently going.
Exactly. Let's see here. All right, we got Jonathan Jones, Gary Honda Accord, or maybe he's saying Gray Honda Accord 2.4, 2004. When I cut on my AC, the RPM jump up and down, and it feel like I don't have power.
Okay. You could have a compressor maybe starting to go out on you. It's causing a lot of resistance, and it's making the engine struggle a little bit. That's the only thing that really comes to mind is compressor. I don't know what else to tell you besides you probably having compressor issues.
Okay. Chris Chronicle says, "Hey guys, what's a good brand of oil that stand out from the rest in your opinion?"
I would say, what's that oil?
Mystery
Tabitha
oil?
always use.
Oh Lord,
purple something. Royal
purple.
Is it royal purple? I think it is a royal purple. Royal purple, Pennzoil, and my top pick is Mobil 1. I just love Mobil 1. The reason I like Mobil 1 because sometimes you get these high-end luxury cars. That is the brand of choice for those high-end Porsches and things like that. It says recommend Mobil 1 or sometimes Castrol. But these oils, they pride themselves in the additives that they put in the oil to keep everything, alive. And that's what you're paying for, these expensive additives.
But that other oil that Tabitha used, it kept her Hyundai alive forever.
This oil on her Sonata that is known to go through engines left and right. And
she didn't have to replace
she
it.
just traded it in, and it was still kicking and running.
And guess what she got? A Honda. Shout out to you, girl. She the only few customers that know where we live. So she popped up over here yesterday. Like, look at my new car, girl. Look
at so nice.
Ira says, "Thank you for this." Ira, come on, man. Ira over here balling. He says, "How much to rebuild a rear end on a 99 Tahoe, 290,000 miles and running?"
I don't rebuild rear ends for the public, but I do know a company that does, and they charge approximately $800 to $1,000. Last time I checked, if I remember correctly. My question is, why do you think you need your rear end rebuilt? Is it roaring or is it play in the pinion?
Making noise?
Yeah. Man, I sure appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Bill Gates in the house is at. Thank you for the super chat, Bill. Bill got the money. Now, Bill, let me hold some.
I've been helping Bill out for the last week or two. Yeah.
Listen, we're actually trying to build our own shop. So Bill Gates, that's what you say your name is, right? I need to hold some. Thank you for the super chats.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Alex, what are the top 5 biggest problems with the 4th gen Escalade 2015 to 2020? I asked for no reason in particular. I know you would never buy a car like that. Thanks.
Actually, I would.
I want one real bad.
Well, the reason I buy pretty much anything because I am a mechanic, except Hyundai and Kia. I just don't like those.
We ain't doing it.
Top 5 problems. Let me go through it with you for a brief second. We have, of course, the obvious lifters. They've been known to have some transmission issues. What else?
Transmission, you said lifters?
Yes, I said lifters.
I mean, it really is.
They're really good trucks besides those two problems.
But the lifters cost so
They've
dang
been
much.
known to burn oil. I've seen several Cadillac Escalades that had stuck piston rings or whatever, something going on with the piston rings, causing it to consume a lot of oil in that particular cylinder and keep filing out the spark plugs. I can only think of 3 right now that I see in my shop.
Because if it was for the lifters, there would be good trucks. Yeah. They really would. They really would. I mean, I decided, I know I wanted an Escalade, but
what you looking at now?
I ain't gonna tell you because you're gonna flip the roof.
SRT?
No. I'm not telling you.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be like, I told you so. Blah blah. I'm not saying anything.
You want a Palisade? Telluride.
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you, okay? Miles.
Thank you, Bill Gates.
Thank you, guys. Thank all of you.
Yeah, I sure appreciate the love and support.
It's definitely not a requirement, guys, but these people, they like, well, they ain't got time to wait. They want a tip, so I have to honor that and get their thing, 99 cents. I mean, I know y'all got $1 if y'all want to skip the line, that's fine. If not, that's fine. I'm gonna keep on trucking. And then, okay, Miles, he says, is there a time limit for a rear differential fluid change? 90s Toyota, and I doubt the fluid ever been changed.
I'm assuming rear diff. I'm assuming he probably got some type of pickup truck or something rear wheel drive base. Yes, there is a time limit. Every manufacturer has a differential fluid interval. Normally, they're about 60,000 miles on average. Sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more. Now, if you have a front-wheel drive vehicle, you still have a differential, but you don't have to service it like you do on a rear-wheel drive vehicle, because when you service your transmission fluid, the transmission fluid is acting as a differential fluid. So, yeah.
Bill Gates back with us. She said, I was making a joke. I know Sean wants an Escalade. Alex been helping me out on the gram. Good luck with the new shop. Yes, it's not something that we're going to do tomorrow, but it's definitely a goal. And don't worry, if you follow our YouTube, we're going to be taking y'all every step of the way. Yes. Every time we make a move toward it, you guys are going to
be showing it.
Absolutely. Y'all are going to know about it, man. It's good to show. It's going to be our shop, all of ours.
Without a jacked up parking lot. Oh, my gosh. I had, I kind of made a sly comment at the property manager, because we're friends with the code enforcement dude.
No, don't give away the secret, because then he might watch this and be like, oh,
he's not watching us.
Anyway.
But no, I didn't. We did tell him.
It's these ponds, these lakes you got in. You don't want to fix them.
I was like, yeah, what's up with the lake in the driveway? He was like, oh, this is my first time hearing about that.
What the kids say? Cap.
So then he looked over, he seen the code enforcement guy. He was like, oh, what the code enforcement guy here for? Probably because of the lake outside. He went crazy and drove off.
Hey, man, that's the game you play when you're renting, but it's okay. Bobby Blankenship says, I love your energy, Alex, in every video.
Thank you, man. I'll be trying that.
That's because he's
I'm just showing my regular self. This is me.
Yeah, I can say he actually loves what he does. It's easy. You don't have to put on if you love it. Now, me, sometimes I might come on here and be like, oh, I don't love it. I love him. And because I love him, then I love what he does, and I'll listen. But he really genuinely is a happy guy until you mess with something you're supposed to mess with, like the wife and kids, and he got to go Rambo on you. But for the most part, he's a happy, high energy person. Jathel Smith says, hey there, I have a 2015 Volkswagen Jetta, 107,000 miles. To heat, I replaced the heater core. Still no heat. Any suggestions?
That is odd. Whoever, they probably should have looked at the system before they replaced the heater core, because most likely you're having a blend door actuator problem, which turns the door to hot to cold. If that's stuck in a position where it's just delivering one setting, which is cold, or whatever temperature you're feeling, then you potentially have a problem with that. The actuator itself is like a little motor, or your controls is messing up. But we are dealing with a German car, so you may have a body control module issue that controls that kind of stuff. It can kind of go deep dealing with a Volkswagen. Dealing with Volkswagen, guys, is not like your average car. They do stuff different. And when you're taking that vehicle to be serviced for an issue, especially an issue like this, you have to make sure you're taking it to somebody that actually know what they're doing with that particular Volkswagen. Make sure that you trained or you work on a lot of these. And if you say, no, I work on, everything, well, you can't go off of that because I work on everything and I'm somewhat pretty good at it. Mm-hmm. You just got to make sure you take your car to a trained Volkswagen specialty shop. That's all they're going to be doing. They know that car like the back of their hand. Mm-hmm. That'd be the best place to take it to. Because it's hard for me to heater core. Yeah, the heater core. I haven't seen too many heater cores. This is the first time I've seen a heater core issue, especially it being that new. That's weird.
Now, Jose Zam says, greetings, doctors. Guys, how are you?
Hey, what's happening?
First of all, are you the Jose Zam that won the jump box last week? We looking for you, dog. We check the phone, check the community tab, because I think that's him right there. Listen, let me make sure that's you first. But I think you won the jump box, man. And if you did, call us so we won't have to give it away to somebody else.
Yeah, because it's about.
Please and thank you.
That time.
Let me see here. Hold on right quick. I know y'all want to get your questions answered. I just need to make sure that is this the man who I've been looking for.
Yeah, man, we have to start sending out smoke signals.
Right. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I don't know how to work the dang on.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna share the screen right here.
Jose Zams.
I don't know. Are you Jose Zam 5907? You won the jump box. If you won it.
It sure look like it.
It sure look like the same.
Please let us know right now. Drop down to the save that and drop down to the bottom.
All right, if he's still even on here, let's see. Share my screen.
Yeah, we are
looking for you, big dog. You don't want you. This is last week's winner, folks.
Yep, they haven't reached out to us.
Jose, is this you? Please let us know if that is you.
Drop down to the bottom and see
if it's you. You won. All right, hold on. Let me get back.
Drop down to the bottom.
Hold on. Nope. I have to grab this guy before he disappears.
Okay.
281 Crane says, why is it a bad idea to service transmission on my Blazer? Yes, I don't abuse my truck, but I do drive 60 miles every day to and from work.
So this is the Blazer. I think he said he had a lot of miles on
it. He said, why is it a bad idea to do it?
When you neglect a transmission, now I'm not a transmission expert by any means. I'm just going off of pure experience from the past. When you don't service your transmission for broad spectrum of mileage, talking about in the 100,000 mile range, that transmission fluid will get very black and gritty. It started looking very crazy. And I'm assuming when you drain that fluid out, you agitate stuff that you don't supposed to agitate, or that fluid is working well with the clutches that's probably worn out due to bad fluid, but all that fluid and gunk is kind of making it still shift smooth and dry. Those are my assumptions. I don't know.
And plus, every time somebody go touch it, it go out.
It goes out and it starts slipping and acting stupid. It just, if you're not servicing it and you go to touch it, it's not gonna work in my experience. And if you start driving that truck hard for some odd reason, it is gonna go out if you haven't serviced it for that long. So you make sure you're the only one driving that vehicle and don't put a new butt in that seat, because that truck may not like their driving habits. That's just my advice.
Now, I don't know if Jose is still in here. I went to the bottom to try to see if it's.
You didn't see him?
No, I don't see him.
Oh, so God. Jose is a ghost.
Jose, we trying to find you, baby.
Yeah.
We really are. I don't really want to keep running the same. I mean, I know other people like, shoot, give it to me.
I take it.
He says, greetings, Oh, my bad. He says, greetings, doctors. How good are 2012 Fiat Sport manual trans? Thanks, guys.
You want me to lie to you?
Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth, doctor. No.
The manual trans, I say they pretty good. I did see that engine in a Dart, because Dart and Fiat, it's the same car. Mm-hmm. And that transmission had like, the manual version had like 200 with that little red Dart. How many miles?
Michael's Dart. Yeah. Ooh, he up there in mileage, yeah, he like about 200. Yeah.
Well, his second gear is starting not to, it's going out. The transmission is going out. When people think of manuals, they normally last forever, which they do. They just burn through clutches if you don't know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. They should last a lot longer than 200,000 miles, in my opinion, because this is all simple mechanics. Nothing complicated. That's why manual transmissions last so long, unless you're just out there hot dogging it. And in this case, this guy, he doesn't hot dog his car, because I was amazed to see it last that long. But yeah, I don't like the Fiat lineup stuff. It keeps me in business. That ought to tell you a lot about.
Absolutely. Fiat. If you watch this later, Jose, I mean, I was gonna rerun it today, but I give you one. Yeah, I give you a chance,
man.
Come on now.
Come on now. Work with me. Help me. Help you.
Bill Gates. Last questions. I have a K and a cold air intake on my 18 Challenger. I clean and oil the air filter. Are you okay with K&M and CAIs, or am I hurting the car?
So that's fine. Like I mentioned before, you probably not going to gain any performance what's claimed on the box. I know they claim, upward of 20, 30 horsepower at the wheels or something crazy they claim on the box. Yes, if you tune your car, you can very well get that. What people mess up when they have these K&N air filters and these lifetime filters, when they go to clean them, they over oil them. And when they over oil them, they send cleaning oils through the intake ducting, and that gums up the air intake sensor. And if you have mass airflow sensors, it'll get on that, which that doesn't have a mass airflow sensor. It's got some other design. But on a regular basis, if you over oil them, that stuff will get on the sensors and start throwing off the car's computer and give you bad readings, and sometimes potentially throw a check engine light. So you just got to make sure you're not over oiling it and you're doing it the proper way. I suggest watch a YouTube video on how to service your K&N filter. Other than that, it's fine. You're not hurting anything as long as you're not over oiling it.
Trey Foray says, I want to modify the airbox back to Jetta. Remember he said you want to
Yep, I remember.
It's just extra steps to change the filter, and I just rather not deal with all that with something small as a filter.
Gotcha.
No performance, just conscience.
Yeah. If that's the case, if you just want to make your life easier, I would just modify it, whatever you want to do. If you want to stick a little racing can filter on the end, that'll be perfectly fine. It won't hurt anything. It's actually probably better for your wallet. You just rinse it off and service it every time it gets dirty. You should be fine.
All right, Steve Estrada. Now I remember him. Now it won't start or crank Buick Enclave, I believe. I think Steve had that, and he said, I tried everything in your videos. I bypassed it, but we had responded to him by then, and he was like, thanks for your input. Love you guys. First of all, we love you back.
Yeah, for sure, buddy.
And then he went on to say, wait a minute. I said, come on, wait a minute. Okay, someone told him to reprogram the key.
That could be the issue. I know GM and their keys sometimes is a little funky. Mm-hmm. You'll sometimes lose the key will lose communication with the module, and the car won't crank anymore. But normally you'll be followed up with some type of security light, like anti-theft thing that pop up on the screen, or a blinking red light in most cases. But with your car, you have a display that displays messages at you for the Traverse or something.
Yeah.
And it'll say
security.
Yeah, security or theft prevention. It'll tell you that your key is messed up if you're having that type of problem. If you're not seeing that message, most likely it's something else.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Todd says, "Hi Doc, I have a GMC 1997. It has the hiccups. I have changed some of everything: transmission, motor, coils, wires, plugs, and still have the hiccups every now and then. Any advice on this puzzle?"
Yeah, I didn't hear you mention distributor cap and rotor button. That 97, depending on what year or what engine you have, you most likely have the 350. But if you did have the 4.3, you still have a distributor for that year. So I would change out the distributor and rotor button. You may have a bad pickup or something in the distributor. So I will look into that area if you already changed wires and plugs. That distributor will be the next weakest link that the spark is not getting to the wires and the wires transferred to the plugs. Yep. So hopefully that helps.
All right. Anthony Gates, here's a fun question. Are you a fan of Saab?
It's hard to say because I worked on many Saabs. I never really have a problem out of them. They're just weird to work on. Saab, the GM division of Saab, was Saab. I don't know where they're at now. I think they're no longer in business. I'm not sure.
We got one customer, and
That's all he buys.
That's all he have is Saab. Well, now he bringing these old Ford Fiestas up there, but we refer to him as Saab Chris because
so
he always bringing a Saab drop top.
I like Saabs. I have no problem with Saabs. Just good luck finding somebody who want to work on them.
Getting the parts.
Yeah,
we have problems with that.
They're just really strange cars.
Shout out to you, Chris, if you're watching with your Saabs. But I know we have problem getting. I
know I'm gonna let him get his own parts.
Yeah,
I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
It's hard. It's hard to do. Michael Taylor says, "Oh boy, I got my 2012 Chrysler Town and Country running. It ran great at first, but now 4 and 6 are missing. I think he means misfires.
Mm-hmm.
And when it idles down, I hear a noise. I suspect cam phaser."
I would really have to hear that noise. That noise could be anything. I know it's hard to show me on here.
He says the upper intake is finally available from Chrysler.
I really want to hear that noise. See if you can send me a video to my Instagram. I'll be on the lookout for it.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I keep yawning. Jason Mitchell. Oh,
this is my brother right here.
This is my horse bread. Man, I'm tired after being out there with you and them horses today. I don't see how you do it every day. He said, "Hey family, in your honest opinion, what's the best diesel truck to get, especially for pulling?"
Of course, good old 7.3, but you and your history of 7.3s hasn't been good. So
don't put him on blast.
Make sure you get me to come out there next time you're buying something. Do it for you only, brother. Another good one I prefer, if I had the money, is the Cummins.
I was about to say that.
You can't go wrong with a Cummins. People pull with them all the time. The transmissions are a little funny and wonky. They're a little weak in my opinion. I'm not a fan of Duramax. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm hating on some of you guys with the Duramaxes. Yeah, y'all say, they never had a problem with my Duramax. I'm pretty sure you haven't. But then when it comes time to working on it, it's hard to maintain. Everything is packed in there tight. And of course, Jason, the 6.7, I haven't seen too many issues out of that. Your brother can attest to that. I think his 6.7 was okay. It was just the older version of it and had a lot of miles on it. So if he did have any problems, that's why.
Awesome. Souls 2400, the super chat. Thank you so much. Jeep
Patriot
2.0 2012. Louder than before on cold start.
Okay.
I hear a bit of ticking and the engine moves back and forth. It goes away after a few minutes.
Okay, so you could potentially
150,000 miles on it.
Potentially have two issues. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, a little bit louder than before, you're having some type of an exhaust leak issue. When you're having an exhaust leak issue, it will make a funny noise up on start, be a little loud. But as the car warm up, the metal will expand and it'll kind of seal itself back up. And when it is leaking, cars highly rely on the exhaust being sealed up on these newer generation vehicles. What year was it? 2012.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on the exhaust being sealed. So if you're having a leak in the exhaust, and it will throw off the oxygen sensors, and the oxygen sensors will give improper readings, and it'll cause the engine to run a little funny. So you definitely need to get your exhaust checked out. Skipping up on startup, you could potentially have tune-up related issues too. You need to make sure your vehicle is brought up to speed. Make sure the tune-up is done. That particular engine, if I remember correctly, have a lot of plastic pieces on it. This is going off topic here, but this is just to make sure you upkeep that particular engine. Vehicle have a lot of plastic coolant parts on it. At 150 miles, 150K, I recommend changing out those plastic pieces with an aluminum upgrade, or at least just change them out for preventive maintenance sake if you plan on keeping that vehicle. Hopefully that helps.
Right.
Thank you for the super chat.
You see the ticking, you say?
Yeah, because exhaust leaks can make a...
Sure can.
Like,
do it again. What?
It sounds funny.
I've been listening to Alex car sounds for 18 years. It never gets old. Thank you so much.
What's happening?
Lakes Automotive Diagnostics.
Like
I miss you, Lakes. What you been doing? What have you been doing? Byron says, I had a 2016 Dodge Charger with the 3.6, got 242,000 miles on it before it got totaled a few weeks ago. And see, that's what I'm saying. Is like, listen, these Penastars, they can go the distance. They can. You know what I mean? I
tell everybody, I'd rather know my demons than not to. With the Pentastar, you knew exactly what you're going to get yourself into. With this other stuff, Kia, Hyundai, and what else we work on? Other Jeep products, it's a mystery.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates.
But I think the Pentastar, it gets a bad rep because of user error. Most people with the mentality of the people that buy Dodge Chargers and Challengers in Atlanta, okay, it always, you want to see a Challenger speeding on the highway, it's always somebody with a 3.6 doing the most. Then I got to show them what that Jetta TDI can do. Every time. I'm like, chill, baby, you got the V6, you ain't even got the Hemi. Chill out. You're doing too much.
That torque of that diesel ain't no joke.
Okay, I have to show them on 6. Hold on, let me show this joker.
And look, it ain't even right. I need to replace the injector.
You don't want to let me over? It always the V6
look,
driver.
That bad boy start rolling cold. You know it's going to take off.
They probably looking like, well, what happened? I better stop for real. I can't be getting no more tickets. But yes, Pentastar. They be getting a bad rap. JG says, what was the airbag? What was that? Airbag code? I guess he referring.
He's probably potentially trying to help you out, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what was that airbag code? Yes, if you're still in here.
Yeah, I would like to know. I don't think I looked it up before.
Yeah, let us know.
I think I kind of jumped to conclusions that it was just he unplugged it and kind of things went left from there. A
man called Kodiak Wild. I love it.
I like that.
No lifters are a problem with the Hemis too. I had one or more fail on my 2014 2500 with the. I'm trying to find you, Kodiak.
I think he just left it like that.
But yes, I know they're problematic, but I wasn't sure if they were failing before 20,000 miles. So by the time we've seen some at 1 something, but not as often as we see the Pentastar. But yes, they do fail, and it's
and not as often as we see the GMs.
Correct.
GMs is. Oof.
He says he upgraded all that plastic stuff and had no lifter ticket at all. Bravo, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That plastic stuff, I just don't trust, guys. I don't care what the manufacturers say. Oh, this plastic is better than metal and whatever excuses they have. Unless no excuse. If you look back at the good old days where they used to make all metal construction radiator, you can still see that original radiator running around here like with no problems. Like that radiator would be so old, the fine metal fins will start corroding and flaking off, but the freaking thing still holding cooling.
But you know what, the plastic,
like, this is amazing.
The plastic stuff is okay. They say they're trying to save money, but they're not passing the savings on. Okay, because
Nope.
car prices just keep on
and
climbing
look, they
up.
prices keep going down. I'm like, ooh, what else we can save
Who
on?
we saving for?
Saving
For
for
you?
them.
Joshua Kelly says, "What's up, y'all? Glad to see you guys live again.
Oh yeah, good to see you too.
We try to make a commitment to come out here every Sunday and kick it with y'all for a good little hour and a half or whatever. Because it's hard. It's getting hard to keep up with all the comments between Facebook, which is over 80,000 followers now.
It's a mess over there.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's just So coming live is our chance to sit and chat with y'all for
more people starting to discover and I guess see me, and more people starting to like the channel, which is great. I never want to leave you guys unintended.
Yeah, or leave you hanging.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But it is getting hard. That's why I do these lives, to connect with you guys. Other than that, I will just be reading the comments, and it's just hard to comment back on every single one.
Especially when he works late. He's like, I can't.
But I do read every one of them. I just commenting will just take for even more forever.
Chris says every town need an Alex, the car doctor.
Thank you, brother.
You know that. We was just funny you say that, Chris, because it's like, look, I think we will always remain family owned. I don't think we'll ever do franchises and nothing like that, because quality control. I want to make sure that this man's legacy is a good one. Okay, now
people will crap on your name.
Absolutely, yeah. Hence Christian Brothers. I just figured out Christian Brothers. I thought their last name was Christian, but no, they were actually Christians. And, and that's just such a tough name, because if you got franchisees out there doing unchristian things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the problem.
But I get the concept and I mess with it, and there are some good shops out here. It's just
they're hard to find,
and they shouldn't be though. They shouldn't be hard to find.
But I think they're hard to find because most of the good homebound shops got that from Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound?
Homeward. The little dogs and the cats. This is one of my favorite movies. Classic. Those type of shops, they're like old school ran, good old boys. They're just going to treat you right every time. They don't know nothing about no social media or computer stuff.
That's right.
They're not going to be putting out their work. And I told my wife this a long time ago. This is going to be a analogy. I think that's an analogy with relationships. Well, I think you asked me this, and I told you. The reason women like married men is because they can see what they're getting. Oh man, look what he's doing for his wife. Seeing is believing, good people. And she's seeing all this. Of course, she's gonna try to attack.
She already knows that he wants to commit.
Yes,
he's capable.
He's capable. He's gonna take care of his wife. So she's gonna think, I could just squeeze my way in, work my way in there. Same goes for everything in this world, guys. Seeing is believing. You seeing this guy over here, Alex the car doctor. Oh man, look at him. He does such a good job. And I do. I'm just using myself as an example. And he shows his work. He's very transparent. He looks truthful. Let me go check him out to see what it is. Versus you got this other mom and pop shop over here that's, they keep everything closed up and hush hush. P. Diddy party. You never know. The only people know is the people who got personal, their old customers and word of mouth. That's all good and everything, but we're in a new era, guys, where seeing is believing. So for the entrepreneurs out there, put y'all stuff out online and watch how it change your life.
Yeah, even though it could be a few days, people fake it till they make it on social media. But like I had a shop meeting, like, listen, guys, okay, we get a lot of customers from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. The same persona and perception that they get of my husband online, they must get when they come in the shop.
Yeah, it's a must.
Must.
So we constantly on our employees.
Yeah. Being kind, courteous.
That is my thing.
Smiling, educate. That's the same thing that we're trying to actually do in person. So I don't want you guys to come to the shop and say, well, he's nice online, but unless you coming in there talking crazy, then I got to get to you. But y'all know that about me by now. Y'all know I don't play about my man. But anyway.
I kind of went left field, but I want y'all to know that.
Yeah. Davin Whitlow says, yes, Hondas last forever. That's going to be my next vehicle.
Sweet.
You know what? And I don't know why people don't buy Honda.
They may not like the look.
I heard people say Toyotas were boring.
Personally like the look of the Jetta lineup. I'm just a big VW nut, I guess.
Them Hondas are sexy though. The new ones, they looking good. I would ride one.
They all right. They look a little futuristic, but they are nice. But I don't. They don't fit my aggressive lifestyle like that.
People
Jettas, they just look so mean.
People have their preferences, but it's like, okay, somebody come in and like, why would even people buy Dodge? They're garbage. But it's like, listen. Some people don't go off practicality. They want to look good in their ride, and it's just like them Corollas, not the newer ones, but the ones before that one, they was a little boring. Looks, and some people care more about the style. I mean, I understand it in the mindset of practicality. You want to go with something that's less problematic, but then you got these cars, they're more expensive. They're more expensive than your Chevy economy car. Some people just can't afford Toyota.
And when they go out and try to get a used pre-owned Toyota, they get a big problem and they just leave a nasty taste in their mouth.
Right. So, I don't know, guys. Chris Wright says, I have a 2011 Dodge Durango. What are some symptoms of the transfer case going out?
Oh, good question. If you have an all-wheel drive, I'm assuming you do because you said transfer case. When you're making sharp turns, you'll start hearing funny noises. It'll be very clunky, and sometimes when if something is broken in the transfer case, it will not go in park. You put the bad boy in park and instead of trying to roll away, but that's kind of catastrophic failure there at that point. Just noises when you're turning, clunks, things like that. That's all I know of right now off the top of my head.
Doc the Butcher says, most say they do the services and they don't. I'm a wrench. Customers lie all the time. Yes, talk about it. Customers will withhold information. Like we just had a customer in the shop the other day.
Oh, horrible, man.
Okay. Now,
help me.
And this is why I'm happy that we film the jobs. Honestly, YouTube really is a blessing. Really, It's not just about getting the views and the money, which is great, by the way. But it's like, man, I can easily say, go look at the video. You'll see. I don't have a reason to lie. We did a block test on your car that passed. You put block sealer in there. You see what I'm saying?
Because sometimes I see the evidence and I bring it to the customer attention. And I'm like, no, didn't happen. But I'm in back of my head, I'm like, I don't know. But I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody. They say they don't know. Okay, whatever. I know something don't look right.
What they say, 2024, two ways we ain't going. Around in a circle or back and forth with nobody.
It's your car. At the end of the day, help me, help you. I don't care if you put block sealing in your car. I'm not like the Pentastar Dr. Police here. Oh, you did such a bad thing. Put your hands behind your back. No, I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm just going to be like, well, I did call myself the Pentastar Police.
Well, we had a police car that time.
Yeah, but guys, that was a joke.
But yes, to your point, you guys, customers do lie or omit certain things. And then we discovered, it was doing that. Why didn't you say that in the intake phone call? We could have not chased our tail.
This is cost people money, unnecessary money, because I do my diagnostic process. And the Cadillac example, I had to go around in a circle with that lady. I do my diagnostic process and I say, I have to start here. This is what I see. This is clearly broken. Before I chase a needle in a haystack, I have to fix this problem. Once I fix this problem, I can go into other diagnostics checks. So once I fix that problem, I give the customer the bad news. Hey, something is still not working right. And, you got other issues. I'm gonna have to look further. It's gonna cost you more money. Then, oh man, all hell break loose, and I'm the crooked bad guy. And for some odd reason, I get a tad little bit more information. Something slipped out their mouth, and I'm like, well, ma'am, if you would have told me that the first time, I wouldn't even did this. I would have told you straight up, you need an engine. But since you withhold information from me, I don't know why. It's one of my pet peeves. We would have been good. It really gets under my skin when customers do that. Not because I care. That's because it gets under my skin. I care about y'all guys' wallet.
Yeah.
I really do.
Alice will tell, hey, don't put money in this car now to get on him. Hey, stop telling folks what to do with their car and their money, because guess what? They're going to take it down the street and let that mechanic do it.
I told a customer just last week, I was like, I told somebody it was a money pit. Then I told another customer, not directly telling them, oh, yeah, this is, crappy car. Don't put money into it. I told one customer it's a money pit. I guess they didn't listen or didn't listen, whatever the case may be. I told another customer before I put the engine in, it's a used engine. I like, this engine got a whole bunch of red flags, man. That's all I said. He didn't question that, so I proceeded. If he would have questioned it, I would have told him my red flags.
He knew. But
he
guess
didn't
what?
say anything.
We put the engine in, it don't work. You still got to pay.
I put that engine in. And while I was in, because it's hard to drain the fluids out, you don't want to. I normally don't do that and it's a used engine, so you want me to put it in, I'm gonna put it in. So my guys drained the oil, none but coolant came out the oil, just a whole bunch of it. It was horrible, man. He just wasted all his money.
You better come pay or it's going to storage. Period.
I went on a rant. I'm sorry.
I know, right? I was like, okay, babe, come on back, babe. Swag from the past. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much, baby.
He says, I have an 02 Tahoe, sometimes won't start, new starter, new battery, new alternator, new fuel pump.
Wow.
And did he say new battery?
Jeez.
What we talking about?
Sometimes won't start.
Man, them 02 electrical be having no electrical issues.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, they do.
I can't. It's hard to go off of what comes off the top of my head with that type of question. I would be thinking,
where would you start?
Bad relay. You didn't mention relays. That is a very old truck, and the relays don't last forever. You could be having a fuel pump relay issue. You could be having a starter relay issue. You could be having a security key something issue. That's what comes to my head when you mention that. Now, of course, I'm not there with the truck. I don't know if you check spark. I don't know if you hooked a fuel pressure gauge up to the vehicle. I don't know if it's turning over. Is it turning over, like cranking over? I would need to know more stuff like that to kind of better lead and guide you. But you did put a lot of parts on it, and it's not wasteful because this truck right here, guys, is worth it. Them 02 Tahoes in that era, man, probably got the 5.3. They're golden trucks, man. Them things will last forever. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that helped. Check your relays, and you throwing parts at it this much, you might well just throw some new relays at it at this point too.
Bradley says 2017 Nissan Altima code reader says to reprogram the PCM.
I guess that's what you gotta have to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, Nissan boy.
That's why I was like, with the Nissans, you never know what you're gonna get out of it.
It's a big mystery. Not only you gotta worry about your transmission going out, but you got to worry about the car telling you to program the PCM out the blue.
My brain ain't working. Take me to is your car getting all
I was
time.
telling my wife today when we seen all them Hondas, I was like, you used to see Nissans on the street like this, but Nissans have really dropped the ball. Good people.
Yeah,
they're not what they used to be. They're cars. Now their trucks are always been really good. They haven't dropped the ball with the trucks, with Titans, and the MV vans, and,
the cars,
Frontiers, and stuff.
The Maxima's okay.
They all right.
But to answer your question, your best bet is to go to the dealership. Yeah. They're the only ones that could help with that.
Truthfully, help. Yeah. Now you probably can find a specialty shop, but to not sit around twiddling your thumbs and make sure the job is done properly, dealership is your best bet.
Dr. Butcher says a race cam in a tow vehicle. That's odd.
Well, he's talking about that 350 most likely.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm going to do it myself. I got my old Mater out there. I'm going to put a cam in it.
Uh-huh. Richard says, just come upon your show and hoping you can help me. Just picked up a 97 Jeep Wrangler TJ.
Nice. That's the 4-liter.
Wonder what type of oil to use for an oil change. The ride has 205,000 miles on it.
I think they was using either a 5W30 or 1030 around that era. I would just use what is recommended. Around that era, the engines was very tough. You can put dinosaur oil in it, and that truck will not care. It just keep running and driving. It really doesn't matter. Would you need to go synthetic blend or a full synthetic? No, you don't have to. It's just one of the best Jeep Chrysler product engine out there, man. You have it. Now I'm assuming it's the 4-liter, but they had the 4-cylinder version in that too, which didn't give no problems. You didn't give no problems.
I mean, let me tell you something, baby. I can't even get that at the auction for cheap. The TJs,
they're expensive. I love those trucks. I want one.
Davin Whitlow in the house says, "Hey Alex, what can cause a car to burn oil?"
Ooh, plenty of things, buddy. Now of course I don't have the year, make, and model of vehicles, so
you just say a car.
Okay, so
but different cars have different reasons.
Yes, the most common reason is bad PCV system. It's positive crankcase ventilation valve. What it does is it vents the crankcase from excessive pressure. Another reason could be valve seals. Valve seals, they're bad when the car is sitting at idle for about 2 to 3 minutes, and you go goose the gas, a puff of white smoke come out. It's normally valve seals. If it's just continue to smoke, no matter if it's sitting there or not, it kind of eventually clears up after you get higher in the RPM range. You most likely got bad piston oil control rings. So oil control rings, PVC, valve stem seals. Those are just some of the main ones that will cause the vehicle to burn oil.
And Hyundai, they just do. I just play.
Look, they should have it on their commercial. Looks great. We burn oil. They're gonna put it in there real fast so you can't.
Right, all the little small.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a whole bunch of good stuff. We burn oil. And then cover it up with something big. Yeah, then it got the beautiful interior.
Listen, we burn oil, you might get stolen, but
Yeah.
You know how they do
Exactly. Burn oil might get stolen. But oh man, look at HID light standard, sunroof standard, aluminum wheels. We would throw in the racing brakes and all this. Then you be like, wait a minute, did they just say what I think? No, they did. Let me continue on. That's why people get messed up today.
That's funny. You funny, babe. You are funny, babe.
Get stolen. Throw it in there real quick.
Let me read the next one. Sherm versus Society says, me and my pregnant girlfriend Ashley watch you all the time. A shout out from you with me to shout out to y'all. First of all, congratulations and bringing a baby into the world. They are precious. Sure. I pray that your labor and delivery is healthy. Everybody in the room know what they're doing, and don't be afraid to ask them, hey, how many staff y'all got? Y'all come up in here. I don't know what number child this is, but you are in control of your medical attention.
You don't like something?
Tell them to your no. Okay.
Like, this ain't right.
All right, Ashley.
Congratulations.
Make sure you there for her. Be in her face like this. Now, she won't punch and tell you get out of her face because this is all your fault. But, hey, what do you need, babe? Da-da-da-da-da. Don't be letting them do anything to your girlfriend up there. Mm-hmm. But I bet the baby gonna be beautiful. And shout out to y'all.
Send me a picture on my Instagram. I just love babies.
And we ain't having no more. So yes.
We're gonna adopt your baby. We'll send you some diapers.
Baby car doctor in house.
Make sure you tell me what you need. I got you.
Oh yeah, we love that. We big on that.
We'll Amazon you something.
If you got a registry, send it. Yes, I don't know how you're gonna do it.
Instagram me. Put me up on Instagram. Let me know the delivery date. Put your address down in there. I would send you some diapers or whatever you need.
Buddy. Always send diapers. Can never have
I love Alice the car doctor. Love the kids.
Yeah, he does.
That's why I got so many.
Take care, Ashley Sherm, and y'all have a successful, safe delivery. Shout out to y'all. Dr. Butcher said I wrenched on those 97 Wranglers at a dealership.
Oh, wow.
Now, Doc, you've been doing this a long time.
He'll tell you how good they are.
Yeah, they are. Nothing bad. I love it when they've been in here doing it for years. And man, Byron Williams says, hello, guys. I love the content all the way from South Carolina.
Nice.
Just went to Charleston for the first time. I loved it. Beautiful place. I like South Carolina.
The history of South Carolina is something else.
I recently owned a Dodge Charger 3.6, 2016, 3.6 Had 242 before it got wrecked.
That's the one
okay,
that
a couple weeks ago.
Got wrecked. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure, man. It lasts long. You gonna get your note? Question mark? Would you get another one? Dominic says, love you guys.
We love you too, Dominic.
We love you back for real. Some really good, honest workers.
I appreciate that.
We try really hard, real hard. PR Legend 88 says, I'm an 88, baby. Also.
Yeah, 88 up in the house. That's what I'm talking
man.
about.
They say 87 came from heaven. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about even numbers.
87 came from heaven. You feel me? Because the seventh heaven, you read your Bible. Read it. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about that. 88 just look good.
Ira Jackson says, I'll tell my sister. Davin Whitlow says, Alex, what's the difference between the turbocharger and the supercharger?
Ooh, good question, guys. All right, I'm gonna try not to go on a rant because.
Wait, let's see. Dr. Butcher says supercharger is belt driver, turbo is exhaust driven.
Exactly. So that leads me to the pros and cons.
See, he ain't asked you for that. He
I
just
know,
said what was the difference, but you want to tell it anyway.
I gotta do something. A supercharger will suck energy. Rob Peter to pay Paul. Rob Peter to pay Paul. Yes, it will suck power from the engine because the engine have to drive it to make power. So it'll make it up, of course. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, supercharger is limited to its boost. It's not normal to see 20s and 30s and real high boost numbers from superchargers. Pretty sure it can be done. The pros from a supercharger, very compact design. It's very compact, so you can just slap it in there. No hoses, nothing weird to run. You can fit it in tight spots. The supercharger, turbocharger. I'm having a brain fart here. It takes up a lot of space. You have to run piping. It's just a lot of stuff that can go wrong with it, piping wise, and you can cut up your body to try to get it in there if it doesn't come in there. The pros, it doesn't rob power. It's strictly using waste exhaust to spin that turbine. Really good. Another con, you have to use great quality oil. That turbo relies on good quality oil, and as I was mentioning earlier, if you run it hard, it will generate a lot of heat, and you can't just turn it off because that turbo is cooking in the inside. And if you turn it off, that oil that's sitting in there will literally cook, and when it cooks, it becomes sludgy and hard, and the next time you crank that bad boy up, that's a good way to mess up your turbo. But not really on modern days because they're water cooled. But still, I would still make good practice to, after running it hard, to let it idle for a few minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes, and then cut it off.
All right,
hopefully
Davin.
that helps.
Thank you, Davin, for your question. CP says, would you buy a used low-mile Buick Enclave? No. No, sir. No. Zachary says, hey guys, hope you are both doing good.
Thank you. Yeah, we are.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Life is, you know what? It's all about how you look at stuff. That doesn't mean that problems are absent. It just, I choose to just have joy. Any day above ground is a good one.
Yep.
My kids are good. My husband is straight. So we doing all right in my book.
My uncle, what's his name? Charlie.
Uncle Tommy?
Yep, Uncle Tommy. He hung a picture on his wall. I was like, hey, what's this picture of? Who is this person? He was like, that person reminds me that someone is always doing worse than you.
Yep, it was a newspaper clipping. He didn't even know the kid.
Like, what's the deal with this?
Dude was in the hospital. I guess he couldn't walk or something. Yeah. He was like, this guy always remind me that somebody always doing worse than you. So for that, I'm always good. Thank you for asking. Alexander Ganaka says, I haven't seen this with the new Chevys burning oil. I bet the dealer is putting in conventional.
Could be. The dealership, man, it's just sometimes when people think of the dealership, you think you will get the best service possible, guys. But Lately, that's not been the case. I don't know if they're not training their people properly or just greed is taking over. I don't know. This industry, I'm trying to make a change. I'm really am. I guess
I don't know.
let's see if one man can make a difference.
I don't know, but
Like
it's a lot about
Knight Rider saying
sales and numbers, and yes, we're a for-profit business. Of course, we have to make money, of course. However, like, it ain't got to be all that. It really doesn't take a lot of money to be happy, but I understand that they have numbers. Like you saw the video where the dealership tried to lie on Alex, and we had to go up there and confront them. And they was like, well, we only get an hour for diag. It's like, okay, but in that hour, you couldn't even look into the problem. You're just going to take her word for it and charge this lady $150 for nothing?
Crazy. I haven't heard back from that lady yet.
Yeah, so I hope I don't. Jacon99 Abel says, what's your personal opinion on the 2014 Dodge Durango 3.6 Pentastar? Second time I have to replace the oil cooler. Second time replacing the radiator. Second time replacing the electrical power steering. My question is,
first got working on your car.
Where are you getting the parts?
Yeah.
That's question number one. Number two, the oil cooler. Are you upgrading to the all aluminum one? Mm-hmm. Once you do that, you shouldn't have to have a problem anymore. So where are you getting the parts? I know, not saying that you did this, not saying that at all, but a lot of people like to go on carparts.com, eBay, and get these parts. Listen, people, part matters. It matters. Certain stuff you can skate with and get offline, but certain stuff you just can't. Not if you plan on keeping and investing in your vehicle.
These Pentastars, they're very funny. You are dealing with a European type vehicle. It is a Fiat. It's no different than maintaining a Mercedes, BMW. Yes, we're all mind tricked because it has an American nameplate. Jeep is American as it goes. Dodge is as American as it gets, right? Wrong. Freaking Fiat came in, scooped it up, and still selling it to us like it's American made. And we're all being fooled, thinking let's support American and support our state, our beautiful country. No, man, we're supporting them over there. So
yeah, some of the stuff is made in Mexico, China, all over.
We don't know how to take care of it versus the good old Chevy or good old Dodge back in the day. We know it's not really gonna have no problems like that, and anybody can work on it. Not everybody can work on these newer vehicles like that no more because it's not made in America.
Well, the thing is,
it's probably assembled in America, but parts coming from overseas and stuff.
About the Pentastar, like the gentleman that just who was from South Carolina who just commented about him having that same engine that you got with 200 and some plus thousand miles. Only reason I have it now because he totaled it, but he took the time to upgrade all the plastic components. So the Pentastar is a good engine. It depends on where you're getting your parts from
and who you're having to work on.
And sometimes just because it's brand new out the box don't mean it's gonna work.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it out.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. I'll move on right along. Alexander Ganaka says, new Chevy's full every time. I guess. I don't even know, man. Do you work at a dealership, Alexander? I know you seem knowledgeable about cars a lot, too. And don't worry, you guys. Y'all precious Alex, the car doctor, he coming back. Dr. Butcher says, sway bar links can be noisy. Babe, you okay in there? Okay. Okay. Alex have allergies, and we did go and play with horses today.
No, that's not the reason.
Okay. Well, come on, man. Come on now. I can hold down by myself, but I can't answer half of these questions. I know stuff, but not like that. That's not interesting to me. Now, you want to ask me about business stuff? Now, we could do that.
All right, I'm almost done.
Come on, babe.
That's something in my eye.
Well, you can put your eye drops in over here. Oh, he be having stuff going on. All right.
It was some clouding up my eye.
Dr. Butcher says, because got those long lashes.
Yeah, they be messing with me too.
Sway bar links.
Did we freeze?
What happened? Oh, there you go. We're fine.
Okay.
Someone saying you got too much going on. You got something your eye and camera acting up. Sit down.
Gotcha.
Back in the day in the hood, your mama be like, sit down. All right. Sway bar links can be noisy too. And
Yeah, they can make a little clunky noises. I haven't heard squeaking noises, but I do know like little thud noises. I've seen that.
All righty. Mimi and Friend says, what's up, my friends? Do you think oil pressure when idle at 30 psi is too low? I got a 2015 Ram 1500 5.7.
I do believe that's in spec, if I remember correctly.
Dr. Butcher says warmed up 20 to 30 psi
Yeah.
is okay.
Okay, so yes, I was right then. I do remember that was in spec.
I love it when
Dr.
other
Butcher
mechanics,
is the man.
Yeah, but I like it when other mechanics are in the comments as well.
It helps me out because I work on a wide variety of vehicles, and I do remember some things, and some things I have to re-look up because it's just I have so much knowledge in my head that if it's just like simple oil specs, I'm gonna throw it out my head to make room for important stuff, if that makes sense.
Jamarcus Watt says, do you install cluster swaps for 2012 Charger SXT Plus?
I can. That's not a big problem.
Yeah.
You have to make sure wherever you're getting it from, make sure the mileage and everything is put in. Sometimes they have to be programmed depending on which vehicle and whatever that vehicle requires. So you got to make sure it's
Alexander Ganaka asks, do you get the Hemi tick yet? And he says, yeah, at 174,000 miles, I rebuilt the entire engine. Nice. So he's having some low oil. Did you replace? Well, he says it's in the right spec. So Tay Hefe says, new fan of the channel.
Oh,
first
nice.
of all, welcome. We love you. Come on in here and sit down.
Be part of the family.
I have a 2010 XC90 V6 that's pulling hard to the left when braking.
You could be having like what year? 2010. You could have potentially collapsed brake lines, seized sliding pins. That's what comes to mind. Whoever has been servicing your brakes, most people will not service them correctly. They'll just do a pad slap and call it a day. But really, you're supposed to be taking your time out and cleaning the sliding pins, replacing the hardware, and re-greasing everything that needs to be re-greased with the proper grease. You could also have loose suspension components like lower control arm bushings that when you brake, that lower control arm would literally kind of go back a little bit or do something funny. Or loose suspension components in general. It can do something funny causing the vehicle to pull. So those are some of the things you can look into.
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up because I got to go in here and eat some of this leftover barbecue Alex had made yesterday.
Oh, dang, it's one.
Before the kids get to it.
Jeez.
So I try to get a couple more in here right quick.
For
sure. Vicarod says, what transmission is in that 2003 X10? Is the 4L Slippy?
Yes, it's going to be definitely the 4L60. I don't know of any other transmission that is in those S10s. They're always going to be the 4L Slippy. Now, the reason it's doing so good in the S10 because that's a small truck, guys. Normally the 4L60 and much larger vehicles that has to pull around a lot more weight. Those little S10s, they don't weigh nothing compared to a full-size Tahoe or a big Suburban that they put them in. So they be under a lot of stress.
Atia Sean, what's up now? Quick question. Chevy van column shifter won't engage the tranny. The tranny stays in neutral while in drive. What might be the problem?
I can't picture the setup in my head because I don't have the year, make, and model of vehicle. But normally it's going to be some type of shifter cable linkage issue. It could be broken. The little plastic pop pin that pops into the shifter could have popped out. It could have popped out on the transmission side. I would need to know the year, make, and model of vehicle to better answer that question, but it's gonna most likely be a shifter linkage issue.
Alexander says the blower motor resistor for the AC issue. I think he's talking about.
I'm not sure. I missed it.
With the Jetta, maybe.
No.
Had no heat.
Well, he said. Well, yeah, because It can, well, blower motor resistors normally when they go out on normal cars, we're dealing with a Jetta, like I mentioned before.
If that's what it's about.
Yeah, they could have blower motor resistor go out, and the fan speed will only work on certain dials of levels. But he didn't mention anything about the air not blowing out. He just said no heat. So I'm assuming there the air is blowing out. But yeah, that's something to think about.
Throwaway email says, how do you personally clean throttle bodies? Do you manually open the plate with your hands, or do you just spray it down? And can a dirty throttle body cause rough shifting?
In my experience, dirty throttle bodies will not cause rough shifting. You got to think the throttle body and the shifting is two different separate components. The best way to clean the throttle body, I was told never to, personally open the throttle body. Now, certain models you can get away with it, but I don't know what model you're working with. When you don't know, it's always safe to spray it down. Because I know Nissan, sometimes they put a coating on theirs, and if you go messing with it, you'll never get the idle back right. It'll be idling up and down and doing funny stuff. And guys, anytime you clean a throttle body, you need to make sure you have the proper tools to relearn the throttle body. Fun fact about throttle bodies, most of them are computer controlled these days, meaning as it gets gunk built up around the throttle body, the computer will detect that and open the throttle body a little bit more to maintain the idle, and it'll learn that position because it learned that it has gunk built up around it, and it's slightly opening a lot more to let air in to compensate for that gunk buildup. And when you go to clean that gunk off around there, and the computer don't know that gunk is cleaned out, it still thinks it has buildup, and it may idle funny, it may throw a check engine light, it'll be doing some weird stuff. So anytime you do a throttle body service or clean, it's best to have the tools to relearn that throttle body. Most of the time, dealing with older generation stuff, you could do a throttle body relearn process without any tools. You just have to follow the procedures. Sometimes they're posted online. But yeah, hopefully that helps.
All right. Gene, 1984 G says, what's going on? Alex, the car doctor fan, ATL.
What's happening, buddy?
That's right, Atlanta.
Oh,
okay? With an N, not a T. Atlanta. That's where we're from. All right, last one, guys. It says JG says Royal Purple tends to sludge up.
See, I've never personally used it. I had a customer use it for many years, and I haven't seen it personally. But good to think about. I'll see if I can find some more cases where that meets your claim. That's weird. Tends to sludge up.
All right.
Maybe they're not servicing it. I don't know.
All right. So listen here. I'm sorry that I couldn't get it to everybody. Okay, but I must go prepare for work tomorrow, so we can keep doing this good auto repair here in Atlanta. We thank you so much for coming down and to the chat.
Thank you
questions.
For joining us. And
thank you, Dr. Butcher, Alexander Ganaka, for your input and helping us get through the question with some people. We will see you guys next Sunday. Okay.
Good people. Alex, the car doctor out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for the love and support.
And the super chats. And have a blessed week, guys.